Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your tarot and oracle reading for the month of December 2023. First card out for you is Financial Constraints in reverse. I love this card for you in reverse because this is actually showing the end of tough times financially, and there may be a lot of gifts and money, bonuses, things like that coming through. There may be an unexpected bonus from your job, or if you're a business owner, this could be a lot of sales this month, which is really sweet. I love that. We have Patience in reverse, and as you can imagine, this is a card about impatience when it's in reverse. So you're being asked to calm your tits and relax a little bit. Okay, so I don't know if there's something going on in your life where you're very impatient to see the results, but you know what I'm actually getting? I'm getting a message here. There may have been something that you did in the past that is now just starting to pay off in December. So this may be linked to your finances. So for example, like you may have put out some sort of application like weeks or months ago, and they're calling you back now and they're offering you a job that pays a lot more than you're currently being paid, for example. This could also be like, if you're an artist of any kind or a creator of any kind, you may have created something a while ago and it's just now like being sold, or just receiving a lot more attention in some way. So I don't know what this, or like you may have listed like something to sell months ago on eBay and it's being sold randomly this month. You know, it's something like that. It feels like you already set up the work, and at the time you may have been impatient and you kind of like forgot about it because it took so long, and now it's like, surprise, here I am. And Spirit's saying, you know, we work like that. You know, the universe is like, we work like that. So it's almost like when you stop putting so much pressure on something to happen, that's when it happens. So this Patience card in reverse can be good and bad. There could be some areas of your life that you are a little impatient about still, but it's like the other areas that you forgot about that you previously put a lot of work into, it is being paid off. Third card out is Rest and Rejuvenation in reverse. And as you can imagine, this is a card about not getting a lot of rest. So I feel a lot of busyness for you this month, literally a lot of hustle and bustle activities, literally working, okay? A lot of working for a lot of you. But on top of that, it feels like there's a lot of like social things going on as well. So just make sure that you're taking enough time to just be by yourself and rest, relax, and like have a day to do nothing. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, Gemini, it feels like there's not even gonna be a day in this month where you're just gonna like have nothing planned, like I'll do whatever I feel like today. It does not feel like you're gonna get that in December. I'm just being honest. So at least make sure you're getting enough sleep, water, like productive rest at least. All right, so we're gonna get 9 cards, 3 rows of 3 from the After Tarot. First card out, the Fool. Oh my gosh, this literally was the first card out for Aquarius, which was the last sign. And I said to them, this is like one of the best cards that you can get as the first card because it's the first card in the tarot. And this shows you starting out this month very much in a really positive, optimistic mindset. It feels like you just kind of like freed yourself from something. Because we see here he drops his luggage. So it feels like you freed yourself from something recently. Like you may have gotten into, like you might have a post-breakup glow right now, some of you, if you've gotten into a breakup or separation, or you may have like sold a car, sold a house, like gotten rid of a lot of stuff. You know that energy when you like just let go of something and you're just like, oh, I feel so free. That's kind of the energy I see you starting this month in. So that's really cool. And we see you have just begun some sort of journey, and there is no rush here. You're like stopping and smelling the roses. So that's cool. And it's funny because the Patience card came out in reverse, and now I'm telling you the exact opposite thing, like you're enjoying the journey. I feel like this month is really teaching you how to enjoy the journey a lot. In the past, maybe you didn't know how to do that. For example, getting into relationships, you may have really rushed them a lot and things like that. But now it's like you're you start relationships, you might meet someone and you're like, there's absolutely no rush in the world. Like I have all the time in the world. There's no rush. I'm seeing that change in mindset is really going to be freeing for you. Spirit is saying like, if you can work on your patience and literally just stop caring about the timing of things, we promise you the law of attraction is going to work so much better for you, and like you'll just be so much happier and at ease and positive and make better decisions overall. Like Spirit's saying, the impatience thing is a lot bigger of an issue than you realize. So this is something that they want you to work on this month. Second card out, Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, so when we see the page, any page coming out, it to me represents news coming through, something that's very new. Page of Cups reversed gives me very sloppily made decisions around love or creative work. So I really want to say, try to avoid, especially in the beginning of the month, making very sloppy mistakes in your work, for example, like double check all of your, well, this isn't the Page of Swords, this is the Page of Cups, so like double check your plans when it comes to anything creative. Like if you're a creator, an artist of any kind, like just make sure that the price is right, make sure that, you know, all of the work is completed. And then in love as well, just make sure that you're not rushing into anything, and because when you rush, it becomes sloppy, you know what I'm saying? And we were literally just talking about that, and then the Page of Cups came out in reverse, which to me is like you're new to something, but it kind of reminds me of a child, and for some of you this could actually literally be talking about a child instead, where it's like they just want to like be a master at it already, so they try to rush it as fast as possible and they mess up in the process. So some of you may be dealing with an actual child where that's like the story, they want to do something so bad and they keep trying to rush it, and like they keep messing up, and it's like if you just take your time to learn it, like it'll be so much easier. So yeah, same thing can be applied to relationships or creativity. One of those three areas I feel like for you. Third card out is the High Priestess in reverse. Okay. Make sure you are telling your doctors everything. Why did I just say that? If any of you are going to any type of doctor this month, I am seeing here, make sure you tell them everything that's like applicable. And talk about every actual concern you have. Like, if there's something going on in your body that's not normal, don't ignore it, is another thing that I want to say here for some of you. I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I'm seeing there may be like one or two people watching where you're having like a weird thing going on with your body. And I don't know, maybe it's like a stomach ache that like won't go away and you're just like, oh, whatever, I'll live with it. Please go to the doctor, is what I want to say with the High Priestess in reverse, because there may be, and I'm not trying to scare anyone, like I said, I just feel like there's like one person watching here who is having like some sort of bodily issue that's not normal, and you're trying to ignore it, and the signs are telling you, go get it checked out. You will be very happy you did. You'd be very unhappy if you don't, okay? So again, not trying to scare anyone, not trying to make anyone into a hypochondriac. Like, you would know if this was your message, okay? The High Priestess in reverse talks about ignoring signs, okay? From your body, from your intuition, from everything that's going on around you. People may even be showing you who they are, communicating who they are, and you may be ignoring it because, and this can happen in relationships a lot too. People tell you exactly who they are, exactly what they can offer you, and it may not match up with you, but you may be so excited to move forward and rush things that you ignore those signs. Happens all the time. So the High Priestess in reverse is showing like it's confirming like missing very important signs, okay? Sloppy mistakes. And this is only compounded by the fact that you have rest and rejuvenation in reverse, meaning like you aren't well rested enough. The divine feminine, which rules over psychic intuition, also rules over rest, okay? So in order to be a very strongly guided psychic with strong intuition that you listen to and make very good decisions, you need to get enough sleep. I literally don't film anything. I don't do any readings if I have not gotten enough sleep, ever. I can't, okay? I simply cannot. Sleep, being well rested, meditated, calm is so important for being able to hear your intuition. Okay? And when you're not getting that sleep, it just can create so much cloudiness, confusion, anxiety in your head. So I'm begging you guys, slow down. Second row out is the 10 of Wands. Exactly. Here's that busyness I was seeing, Gemini, having so much to do. And look, in this tarot, he's exhausted. He dropped the responsibilities. He's burnout. Okay, some of you guys need to avoid burnout this month. For sure. Like, don't overwork yourself. And I'm not predicting this, by the way. Like, this is advice. Like, avoid burnout. Give yourself time to sleep. Center of your spread, 9 of Swords. Yep. There's that anxiety. There's that staying up, fighting your demons. Why? Because you haven't got enough sleep. Because you're not listening to your intuition. I find almost 100% of the time I feel really intense anxiety, which is a lot. It's always because I'm ignoring something that my intuition's telling me. Always. And just because I'm a psychic, just because I have a very loud intuition, doesn't mean I follow it all the time. And that's when this anxiety starts up for me. It's not that it's easier to do readings for other people. It's just when I'm reading for other people, like, I have no personal stake in listening to what the messages are. So I feel like I'm a very good reader for other people. When I read for myself, and this is the thing, all psychics, all tarot readers can read for themselves. It's just some of them have a hard time listening or to what the reading is saying, because they may not want to hear certain things, or they may want to ignore the intuition because their ego may be wanting something different for them. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because for some of you, your ego may want something, like you may feel very strongly attached to someone or something, and it's not right for you, and your intuition is saying, maybe we should get out of here, and you're like, no, or maybe your intuition is saying, like, there's something wrong with my body, we need to go to the doctor about this, and you're saying, I don't have medical insurance and I live in America, so I'm gonna take a pass on that one. Or like, I just don't feel like taking off work, it's gonna cost money, blah blah blah. And it's like, listen to your intuition, because when you ignore it, you're gonna have racing thoughts. All right, so you can avoid this whole mess in December by listening to this advice, guys. All right, 6th card out is the 7 of Pentacles. Really positive card. Now we're starting to see some of that money we were talking about earlier, and this money's coming through your hard work, okay? 7 of Pentacles confirms that. This is coming through from something that you've worked very hard at. You're earning your hard work back in moolah, which is great. So now we're seeing where the money's coming from. It's not like an inheritance thing. It doesn't feel like, random, unexpected. It's like literally your work. So you may be making sales, getting a bonus, something like that. All right, 3rd row out, Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so we have 2 pages coming out here, both in reverse. What this is telling me is that for some of you, there may have been a false start in a relationship, okay? It may not have taken off. Someone here may not have been able to offer commitment, emotional availability, so it may not have been able to take off. And or someone just didn't have the time, the resources, or whatever to give you what you deserve. So I am seeing that may have happened, or they just had too much on their plate already as it was, and they couldn't take on the extra responsibility. Commitment issues. It all just boils down to commitment issues, because, if they wanted to, they would, whatever. 5 of Swords reverse, walking away. Yeah, if they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to make it work, they would. But if they, made a point to cause a wedge in your relationship, to cause this separation, 5 of Swords is a card of walking away from someone, okay? Because whenever you talk to them, whenever you try to resolve an issue, it feels like they just want to argue, or it doesn't feel like they're trying to make it work. Here's the thing, guys. When there are 2 people who are like die-hard loyal to each other, you could have like the biggest issue in the world, and since both people are trying to overcome it, it can become such a small issue, okay? But if you are with someone who's just not loyal, and you have a small issue in the relationship that needs to be bridged, it can feel like a big issue. You know what I mean? Like, if you're dealing with someone who is just not committed, even the tiniest issues in the relationship could end up in a fight, or can end up in like this unbridgeable gap, okay? So I just want you to keep that in mind. Like, the people who are interested in you and committed to you, loyal to you, they could overcome anything. And there's so many songs and poems written about this. Like, I will take down anyone who tries to hurt you, anything who tries to get in the way. Like, I will walk 500 miles, or so many songs have been written about this concept, guys, and Spirit's saying you deserve people, situations, everything in life that will walk 500,000 miles for you. Love and everything in life is so much easier when you're dealing with someone like that, as opposed to someone who wouldn't even like meet you 2 seconds away. For some of you guys, this isn't even talking about romance. This is annoying, okay? I'm seeing a circumstance where it's like, oh my gosh, I'll tell you exactly the perfect example. So I have a friend who moved very, very far away, like let's just say 6-hour plane ride away. And they visited one time and couldn't meet me, because I lived a 10-minute drive away from where they're staying. Meanwhile, I literally paid hundreds of dollars for a flight to go see them. So don't be out here traveling thousands of miles for someone who can't even walk 10 minutes to see you, is what I want to say. So some of you guys may have friends who are like this, or family members who are like this. I remember when I moved, I didn't even move far away. Like I grew up in the same town as a lot of my friends, and I literally moved one town over, and suddenly I was disowned. Like no one came to visit me anymore. I'm like, what the heck? And I would always go to them, but they would never come back to me. And I'm like, you guys were fake the whole time. Anyways, there may be something like that going on in your life as well. Or it's like you're always planning, you're always going, you're always doing things for other people. And I feel like you're laying the law down a lot. It's like, and you could have already done this or been doing it. It's like, I'm not doing that anymore. And you may put your hands up and I'm just going to stop initiating. I'm going to stop trying to make this happen, because, ball could be well in their court. Like you may have planned the last 10 outings with this person, and the last 10 phone calls you had, you may have been the one to call. And now you're like, okay, logistically, I'm just gonna not necessarily step back, but let them come to me now, because it's their turn. It's beyond their turn. And it's so funny, because sometimes when you do that, they never talk to you again. You never hear from them again, or you never see them again. So it's always interesting, a little heartbreaking, but a little interesting. So some of you guys may be doing that for someone in your life. I don't know. Final card out, Ace of Wands reversed. Exactly. Yep. Ace of Wands, and whenever an ace is in reverse, it's to me this should be here. This passion, this intensity should be here. But it's not. Okay, there's a blockage. And I feel like something's having a hard time growing and developing and taking off, because the other person, someone who's not you, it feels like not you, is just not, I don't mean to sound harsh, interested, or interested in putting in the work or meeting you halfway. It's look at the perfect example in your reading right here. Here's you carrying 10 wands, and then here's someone else who's too lazy to even pick up one wand in the name of, making this connection work. That's why this one's in reversed. And it's you're exhausted to the point where it's I gotta put these wands down, And it's funny because this is the after tarot. This was so clever. I didn't even think of this. So this is the after tarot is one step after, the scene in the tarot. And it's funny because this perfectly shows how one goes from the 10, holding 10 wands, back to the ace, and how that cycle repeats. Similar to the Fool, after the World card in the Major Arcana, they turn into a Fool again. They turn into the beginning of the journey. So this is you carrying all of these burdens, and then it's the maximum potential that you're able to carry, and then you lay it all down. You're I can't do this anymore. It's the straw that broke the camel's back, essentially. And then you go back to the Ace of Wands, which is a very freeing, passionate, beautiful experience. In the Wands suit, the wands represent responsibilities, both good and bad, and carrying those responsibilities. There's 4 suits, and the wands and the swords, they don't have a positive ending, because the more responsibility you have, the more backbreaking it is. And the swords represent thoughts. The more thoughts you have, the more anxiety and devastation there is. And you already have 9 swords, so you're getting close to having your mental breakdown soon if you keep going the way you're going. Okay, so I don't know. I am seeing a lot of you guys letting go of something that just had a false start. They could not even meet you halfway. They couldn't even meet you 10% of the way. So that's what I'm seeing. All right, and your intuition didn't want to hear it. All right, but you're beyond that point already. All right, so Anyways, that's your reading, guys. Have fun with all the money you're going to be making. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I definitely recommend watching for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus this month to get the fullest overview of this month ahead. And if you want to help support me, you can leave a donation. Link to that is always in the description box. All donations go back into the channel. This channel is not monetized. I do not make any money from this, so go ahead and do that. And if you want a personal reading with me, which is also highly supportive, I am offering my 2024 tarot and mediumship reading now. Very limited time offer and very limited amount of slots available for that, so go check it out. It's an hour-long reading where I tune into your spirit guides and, you know, just see what's going to happen for you in 2024, and as well as answer any questions or topics that you want me to touch upon your reading. So all right, bye bye.